Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire is happening and Sam Raimi is apparently going to direct it. Yes, you heard that right. The movie that was cancelled all of those years ago, Spider-Man 4 starring Tobey Maguire, is apparently in the works over at Sony. Now, this bit of news is all thanks to Sandman himself, Thomas Hayden Church. He just did another interview basically saying that he heard Spider-Man 4 is in the works. His exact quote is, "I think Sam is going to do another Spider-Man with Tobey. They had an option for me to do Spider-Man 4 when there was going to be a Spider-Man 4, so if it happens, that would be fantastic. I'm getting a little old," meaning that he wants to be in this movie. Now, the reason why I think there's some validity here is that he actually said pretty much the exact same thing a couple of months ago, so for him to repeat himself, I think there's something there. Because if he was misspoken a couple of months ago, I'm sure someone would have told him, like someone over at Marvel or Sony, they would have told him like, hey, don't say that, that's not true. But, a couple months later, he's saying the same thing. I definitely think there's something cooking over at Sony, and I think that is Spider-Man 4. And to be honest, it makes a lot of sense. They've had a bunch of stinkers at the box office, like Madam Web. Craven's probably not going to do that great. I don't think Venom 3 is going to do that great. And then they also lost money on Morbius as well. So they need a home run, slam dunk, major W, and what's going to make you over $1 billion easily? Well, Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man in Spider-Man 4. And Tobey Maguire said he definitely wants to come back as Spider-Man after No Way Home. He was saying like, yes, finally they called me. He said, I would love to come back. He wants to continue to be Spider-Man, and why not give him his own movie again? It's a guaranteed moneymaker. Tobey wants to do it. Thomas Hayden Church wants to do it. Sam Raimi probably has that superhero itch again because he just did Multiverse of Madness. And I think he's probably going to want to come back and do another Spider-Man film. And who knows, it might even be the original plan because Spider-Man 4 was supposed to have Vulture as the main villain. Maybe they do that again, or maybe they use a completely different villain. Who knows? And then on top of that, Mary Jane herself, Kristen Dunst, actually did an interview where someone asked her if she would return to comic book film, and she said yes, because you get paid a ton of money, I have 2 children, and I support my mother. So it's a big paycheck for her. She probably had a lot of fun making those movies, and she said she would return as well, which you kind of need her to return if you're going to make a Tobey movie, because they could say they're married or something at this point. I know in No Way Home they said it was complicated or whatever, but honestly, I hope they're married at this point. Maybe they have a baby in Mayday Parker. And it would be really cool to see Tobey Maguire be a mentor to his daughter when she develops her spider powers. I think that would be really awesome. And they could potentially go really crazy with this movie too. There's a lot of people saying that instead of mentoring his daughter Mayday, that they would rather Tobey be the mentor for Miles Morales. And honestly, that would be really, really awesome. I just don't think they're going to do it. Like Sony said, they do want to have Miles Morales in live action very soon, but I don't think it's going to be in the Raimi universe. I think it's either going to be the MCU or it's going to be like the animated version going over to live action or something, but I just don't see it being Miles Morales in the Raimiverse, but it would be cool. So yeah, all of the pieces are there. Sam Raimi's back in the superhero movie game. Tobey Maguire said he wants to return as Spider-Man again. Kristen Dunst says she wants to be in a superhero movie. Thomas Hayden Church says he wants to be in it and that he's saying Spider-Man 4 is happening. And Sony needs money. Clearly, they've been losing millions of dollars over the last few years, and this movie is going to be $1 billion, maybe $2 billion, so it just makes a lot of sense to make it. So guys, let me know down below in the comments if you think Thomas Hayden Church is actually telling the truth and he actually does know that this movie is being developed, or do you think he just misspoke? I think this movie will 100% happen because it needs to, People are a big fan of Spider-Man, big fan of Tobey Maguire, big fan of that original trilogy, and Sony needs money, and I think a lot of people are going to pay a lot of money to go see this movie at the theater multiple times. Let me know your thoughts down below.